your perspective, do you think the C-suite generally understand what strategy execution is? You said no, strategy is a vague word, execution is also a vague word. But do you think they understand the actual cost to them in terms of suboptimal strategy execution capabilities?
I, yeah, I would say yes, they are starting to. I think, 15, 20 years ago, I don't, but I think as, our generation and my generation have got older and into those positions, they understand the value of having a structured approach to something, right? A systemized approach to something. Whereas 20 years ago, it was more, how do you not, just do it. Just do it, guys. What's the problem? And I think that's where it has come up the ways and up the spectrum. And where I think the still challenges, though, are truly understanding what it takes, right? Truly understanding, and I still face it today, even in my job, where, what does it really take to have strong strategic execution? How do I say it? It actually works, right? You actually are getting it. You're actually getting the deployment or getting the value. And there's a couple critical success factors, right? I think there's everybody understanding it and understanding the expectations of the different roles in the operating model or the framework. And that goes from sponsors and champions, and then how does the functional leads work together, as well as a PMO or whatever office you want to have, right? How those roles work together are critical, and I think sometimes there's a gap there, especially when it comes from the sponsorship level and even at the champion level, because there's a set of expectations or assumptions that are made that, oh yeah, I'm a sponsor. I kind of just, how do I say this? Sponsors, true sponsorship is really you're helping drive, shape, and make decisions on this body of work, right? And sometimes if you're not getting that, the rest of the work isn't flowing. And they're expecting this, the team to drive it. I'm just kind of like, you report out on me. And so there's gaps there. So I think the roles and responsibilities are sometimes not understood. And if you don't have the air cover from the C-suite to push down on that ecosystem, it's a challenge. And so I do think they generally understand the concept and what they're trying to do. I think there's still some big gaps on exactly what does it take to make it work, and what do they need to do to provide the right air cover? What are the sponsors? When I say sponsors, I'm talking about, executive leaders, not a director. I'm talking about a senior vice president or a VP that where again, I'll go back to another challenge, just kind of most senior leaders are alphas by nature. That's what they are, okay? And that's okay. But sometimes when you have a bunch of alphas trying to operate within a framework, it's hard to keep them within the framework. And so that's another ending balance as well, right? You're trying to create a systemized approach, telling an alpha to stay in the lane, and that's a challenge, right? But at the end of the day, how I've always tried to approach it is that it's for the benefit of everyone, right? It's for the benefit of you. If we all work within this ecosystem, it works for everybody. It makes your job easier, your team's job easier, and you're actually going to deliver and look good in driving what you're supposed to be driving if we do it this way, instead of just kind of the ad hoc shotgun approach.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so, yeah, the sort of tagline of the Strategy Execution Forum is, elevating strategy execution to become a C-suite imperative, right? And actually, what the first principle in our 10 principles to master strategy execution is expose the cost of poor strategy execution capabilities, where we really need to ensure that the C-suite understand the implications of suboptimal strategy execution capabilities, that is actually impacting them from a value realization point of view, both loss of value and obviously delay or deferral
Yep.
of value. So I think, as you say, some understand this, but it's more about not necessarily understanding how to fix that, right? I mean, it's kind of an opaque machine of all these functions coming together that needs to be optimized to build that cohesive operating model.